Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I have been making tags using Lavinia stamps and stencils. I have had such a wonderful time doing these. I've decided also that I'm making a lot of tags and I need to file them properly so that I can see what I've got. So I'm going to be, in the next couple of weeks, altering a shoebox to fit envelopes that I've made. I've got the little tag up here, Lavinia stamp and stencil. I know that this is all tags. I've got one here that's mini tags, and I'm going to share this one with you. Forgive the masking tape, but that's a temporary thing. I'm just waiting for the tags to dry. I've got some with sewing themes, and I've got butterflies, and I've got multi-purpose ones, and they're all different sizes, so I figured it's time to make something to fit these gorgeous things into, so that I know exactly what I've got. When I want a tag, if I want a dragon or a fairy, straight to Lavinia. If I want sewing themes, straight to that particular envelope. Anyway, that's beside the point. What I want to show you is what is in this envelope. And I very quickly took them out before I put them there, so my apologies. These tags all started out as a manila folder, which I then cut into 1 7/8 inch width, and oh gosh, I can't remember how long that is. Where's my ruler? It's disappeared. Oh, there it is. Well, there's one ruler anyway. And it is 160 millimeters long by not quite 50. Now, 160 is about just over 6 inches. By the time you get the little tab in, it's over 6 inches. Okay, so 2 by 6, might as well say. I then used Tim Holtz Walnut Stain. My favorite go-to color is this one. I just love the deep richness of it. You can go from the deep rich up to the very pale if you want to do ombre effect. Just work it all out. I've also used VersaFine Clear Nocturne to do the edges in these, because I like the contrast between the brown and the black. This particular one, I used my homemade rubber foam stamps in the background, and also one of the Lavinia stencils. I've used the stamps to put that on there, and that's what I came up with. And I've also used a Sharpie's silver pen just to put some dots around to make it look pretty. Okay, so that's number 1. I've got 6 of these. The Zen House, little bunny, some little hanging decorative pieces, part of a tree, and this punch, is the EK Success circle punch. So it's one of those double-sided ones. I'll show you one that I've got cut out. Well, I've got several cut out. This one was done using an envelope. So all you do is color it up, stamp it with something on the front if you want to, fold it in halves, glue it on, and then attach it to wherever you want to attach it to. So you've got front piece and you've got back piece as well. Okay, so that's how I've done the tabs. So once again, it's just the color on the back. You can still write on that, not a problem. I'm just going to line them up there while I'm fussing and getting another piece out. This one is another part of the tree. The little birds I've done in a half stamp, also what I call a second life. Get it all inked up, stamp it off on some scrap paper, and then put it onto here. So you've got your darker birds and you've got your little birds in the distance that look a little bit paler. The fairies dancing till dawn, and that little mark there was already on this particular tag. I don't know where it came from. I'm not quite sure what I was doing at that particular time. These empty tags have been sitting around for quite a while, and I thought it was about time I used them. And what prettier way to use them to use Lavinia. Okay, once again, plain background. I stamped some little foliage pieces on this tab just for something to do, and I did a little bit of a muck up there, not that you can really tell, but it's just there. Now, Medeela is one of my very favourite type of dragons. He is just beautiful. And this little fella hasn't got a name. I think I called him Henry. I'm not sure. But he doesn't have a name. He's just a mini dragon. Lots of foliage stamps, the first edition, the second edition print of the stamp. And I've done the same thing up the top as well, so that you've got that difference in distance and texture. And once again, the silver dots from the Sharpie pen. Okay, another little Zen house, and once again, that orange bit there. I really don't know what I was doing. I might have just been playing with stamps at that particular time, but I went over it with the brown just to soften it down a little. It was a little bit garish. The part of the tree, I love doing parts of trees. You don't have to have the whole trunk right down the centre, because that takes up the space that you're trying to work in. The little Zen house, that's one of the second ones, and I've got the third one coming up too. Once again, the little hanging pieces, they come in a set of 3. You've got the little hearts with the beads, hearts with the little bits of foliage and the ribbon, and the other one is little flowers, which I'll show you in a moment. So that's that one. And the last one in this particular envelope is this little Zen house. I love these. They are just so cute. The moon features up there, and these are the little flowers with the like little tulips, upside down tulips, and they're just hanging from the moon. That's my interpretation. And then you've got the little birds in the background. Because it's nighttime, I didn't want to show them the full rich black, so I've stamped them off and done it that way. So that's those. Now the other one that I was messing with, I found some lovely, I'll just sweep these to one side. I'll put them in their envelope and put them to one side. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with 14 kinds of mess on my table, and I've already got 15 kinds of mess, so I don't want to add another. I'd love to subtract one. That's what I'll do. I'll put these away, and that'll subtract one. Okay. When I was down in my craft room, I'm continually going down there to sort things out, and I came across these things. And what do you do when you're a crafter? You find things, and you think, I've got to finish using those. So I did. I have got multimedia type tags. I had a couple of pieces of these tags left over from the larger ones that I've just shown you. So I cut them in halves, attached a couple of pieces of, they're not really embossed, but they've got this beautiful, oh heck, I can't think of the name of it. There's a special name for this stuff. It's not, well, I'll call it gilding. But the paper is basically embossed with all these pretty bits and pieces of gilding. And I had these lovely pieces of fabric curtain. This has got the sunblock on one side and the texture on the other side. So I thought, okay, I've got my Lavinia stamps out. I will stamp them. And then, because the fabric soaked up the ink so really well, I thought, okay, I need to do something about that. And I went over them with my silver Sharpie, and it turned out really, really well. I did try using the gold down here for the leaves, but it just soaked in. It didn't look good. Well, in my opinion, it might look good, but it just didn't feel right. You know what it's like? You do something and you think, not sure about that. Anyway, Bob's your uncle if you've got one. Another one of those little tags up the top, which goes across to the back, and I've left those pieces there. I didn't want to cut them off. And a little piece of a banner across the top. I'm not doing very well. I'm feeling fine, but the words are getting lost. And there's our little friendly little dragon again. And I've put this on the top of the banner for some reason. I think I might have forgotten to put it on. And there's another couple of those lovely pieces of paper and plain background, so they can be written on. Now, I've pulled bits of the gilded paper out of a pad, and I had left over, so I cut them into banners, and that's how I got all these lovely pieces of paper. Once again, the little bunny, the banner, and the tag. It makes them very versatile this size. You can put them into an envelope, you can put them into a pocket, you can attach them with a clip on the side of the journal or the front of the journal. You can do whatever you like with them. They are just wonderful. I love them. I seem to be loving everything that I'm doing lately, and it's mostly tags and a couple of journals thrown in. I'm still working on my dogs. I've done a little bit of work in it, but nothing to note that I can show you. It's all sort of rehash of stuff that I've done and shown you before that I'm adding into the journal. So there's a little dragon, the heart's there, the 2 pieces of banner, the tag. Oh, I got that on the outside. Yay! I did something right. And I chose not to have a banner on this one. I just like it the way it is. The 2 pieces of the paper down there, and I've left that little bit just so that it flaps. I don't know why. Little bunny and the beautiful little, that also is gilded. I don't know if you can see the dots are glittered. And I haven't added the glitter. That's all done for me. So these are really quite simple. And previously I had already overlocked these pieces. I don't know what I was going to do with them. I think they might have been going to go into kids' clothes with basically a tag on the back so the kids could see which was the back and which was the front of their tops and pants. But, you know, they've been sitting around in my craft room for donkeys. So I've finally done something crafty with them. It's not for the original purpose, but, you know, so I've done something with them. Anyway, folks, that's my little share for the day. Thank you so very much for listening to me waffle on, bash my gums together and make a noise, and show you the things that I've been doing. I do thank you very much. I'd love to know your comments on these, what you think of them. Let me know, please. I love reading comments. And I will catch up with you in the next video. Bye for now.